everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel if you've not been here before. This is where I post videos about twin flame consciousness. If anybody would like to get a reading, you can find the link to my website in the description box below and all the information on the website. So this reading is for early June. So we're in the 6th now, it's Tuesday, and Tuesday morning UK time. So really to like Sunday evening, I guess. I'm getting the 10th in my head. I don't know why I'm getting the 10th. Maybe that's the end of the week. It could be, right? Okay, so what I'm seeing pentacles. It's movement, right? So I've got the 6 of Pentacles, which is some contact being made. Along with the 8 of Pentacles energy, which is kind of like physical connection. It's actually traditionally work, but twin flame, in the twin flame readings I do, it comes up as it's the 8, it's physical connection. So it's what you bring to yourself in the physical. I've got discussion going on. I've kind of got like that 3 of Pentacles, discussion going on about a work in progress, like an appraisal, you know. I can see one person, the master, they're saying, and then I've got 2 people, the servants, they're saying. The servants are a man and a woman. The master is a man, in fact. He's coming up much larger than the other 2. And they're like looking up and asking, you know, how are we doing? How is everything? What do we do next? Where are we going? What's it all about, Alfie? And he's kind of giving them instruction. So, I have no idea why he's coming up as a man, because obviously in my head I'm now running through, okay, but God, you know, vibrational self. Is that politically correct that you're showing me a man? But I've got no idea why they're doing it that way. I think it's about mastery, because the magician in the tarot is a man, and he stands for mastery of vibration. So that's probably why they're doing that. So it's about getting guidance this early June. It's about receiving guidance about what's going on in the physical dimension between you and your twin. I'm getting a picture in my head. It's like a picture of looks like a raccoon, but first of all, it looked like a fox and a bit like a wolf, and nighttime animal. So it's what goes on in the night. So it might be, you know, how you're connecting into your dream space in the astrals with your twin, what's going on between you there. So whatever's going on energetically, going on during sleep in this early week of June, and facilitating what you bring to yourself in the physical. So agreements, right? You know, on your process, your twin flame process, you go through certain things in the physical dimension that would appear to be nothing to do with twin flame process, i.e. it could be an altercation with somebody in a shop. You know, it could be a funny way someone looks at you that asks for you to respond in a certain way that clears through a level of completeness. So maybe clearing through, bringing you into more self-awareness or more self-respect or self-love. So all these things that the feminine goes through, all these like aspects of consciousness, you know, self-worth, self-love, all these things, and growth through that. Is for the twin flame partnership. So it's for bringing in your reunion, basically. So you have to grow into this beingness, this human beingness that you are in this physical life, this aspiration of human beingness that is about your self-worth, basically. So this early June, self-worth is in the cards, and coming into alignment, they're saying, in terms of what's going to bring you together. It feels very studious, you know, very kind of like focused. It could be that, you know, you're going into a different mood. So moods are also part of the process. So bad moods, good moods, it's all the ups and downs. It's all the bad moods are the dark, the negative, the masculine, and good moods are the positive, the feminine. So I feel like maybe, you know, dropping down a little bit, because in the process you need the feminine, who's the higher energy, has to drop back down to help the masculine clear up the mess in aisle 6, which is their feelings and their lack of self-worth, and they're feeling hard done by, and they're feeling hopeless and worthless and all that kind of stuff. So the feminine has to kind of drop back down, experience that, and then bring it all back up to a higher level. So they're drawing the masculine up and out of those feelings. So I think it's something about that this early week of June. Let's get some cards out. We've got timing and the Wheel of Fortune, something coming around again. So, you know, the process is never ending, basically. It's the back and forth, the in and out, the up and down, the, you know, going from higher to lower, back again, and all around the houses in that respect. So we've got something coming round again. So it's feeling coming round again. Is what they're saying. So it's something that you've experienced before. So it's like you're clearing something again. So it's feeling hard done by, feeling like you don't like something that's going on in your life, feeling like you don't like where you're at in your life, is what they're saying. So if you're experiencing that as the feminine creator principle of the process, you are experiencing that for the masculine. So you're going to have to go back down into that feeling and those feelings of being hard done by, to get hold of the masculine by the hand and pull them out of those feelings of hard done by into a better aspect of feeling. So we've got you circling back round to get this, to go into this feeling again, and then we've got Six of Swords, which is letting go of it. So this emotional flood, basically. So there could be tears by the end of the week. It's like a weather forecast, isn't it? So we could have rain by the end of the week, right? There could be tears by the end of the week. In terms of you letting go again of something that you're holding onto, or sorry, the masculine's holding onto, that is that's like, so where they've got it, I'm feeling it, it's just below the heart. So kind of at the top, the diaphragm, where your diaphragm is. So it's right in between your solar plexus and your heart center. So it's like something, and I'm not saying it's a physical thing or even that it's a blockage, but just what it feels like is that it feels like something lodged there. They're just saying, like, when you get something stuck between a tooth, you know, you're like trying to get it out with your tongue over and over again, and it's still there and it's still there and you have to come back round to it. They're saying it's like that. So it's something that you're dislodging for the masculine, that is about their feelings of hard done by-ness, like, because there's this hard done by feeling that they've got means that they can't move on. Because it's kind of like, if they're just in that energy, all they're doing is reflecting on that energy. So they're circling in that energy of, like, you know, the worst, this is horrible, life is horrible, this is I don't like it, this is not what I want my life to be. But there's no movement forward in any of that. It's just a circling around of, like, a resentment, really, of what life has delivered to them. And you're having to go down and clear that up. So you're going to have to feel, as the feminine, and as the, not just the creator, but the feminine is the emotional aspect, you're going to have to get, like, you sweep around and you get hold of that feeling, and then you let go of it, which is why they just said floods of tears. It may be floods, it might be a trickle, it depends where you're at in your process, you know. A tear is a tear at the end of the day. Any kind of release of emotion is a release of emotion. There's no, like, oh, that much or this much, I suppose. So it's like you're going to have to release it for them. You're going to have to do the let go, because it's always the feminine that has to do the let go. The feminine does everything, just like in manifested life, where women do everything, right? Don't mean women, the feminines, where feminines do everything. Okay, and then we've got Six of Cups, which is like joyous reunion and childhood, and that feeling of, like, being free and just enjoying life and life being fun. So it feels like you're going to bring them out into a sense of, like, life can be fun again, which really the opposite of life is not worth living, is life can be fun again. So it's like you're going to bring them into that feeling again, which is a huge let go of all the pain of being manifest, basically. And that's probably why they're showing me the man talking to the couple, because it's a service work. The couple, the feminine and the masculine, doing a service work for the masculine. And again, the masculine represented quite a lot of the times by the magician in the deck. So bringing the masculine into mastery And him being shown as like the architect, this man in the visual, like the architect of the masculine manifested form, because he's shown as a pentacle. So, and then we've got what you bring into the physical, Knight of Pentacles. So it's drawing something into the physical, this energy that you're going to experience, or might already be experienced, because I'm on the 6th, and I think this early June energy started on the 4th, around the full moon time, maybe even a bit before, like a day before. Something being drawn into the physical through this, and this is a slow healing. So again, it's kind of a release, but it's like walking out into it's like fighting your way through the jungle and then walking out into an open field. So it feels like a bit of a fight first of all, this early June, and tumultuous emotions and a bit of a thrashing around inside of self, where you're coming up against all this negativity inside of yourself and thrashing around in that and cutting your way through it, basically. Maybe, a lot of chuntering to self, a lot of talking to self, because when your masculine is coming up inside of you, representing your twin, it's like you're talking to them inside of yourself, you're having a conversation with them, or you're having the conversation they might be having to themselves. All of that is possibility in the daytime. So this really represents daytime as well, Knight of Pentacles, because it's physical dimension. It's like when you're awake. So I think when you're awake, there's a lot of chuntering going on. Chuntering, I think, is English for like slang word, is it? For like just kind of going on at yourself, like banging on at yourself. I think that's English as well. It's like thrashing it around verbally, Oh, I should have done this and I should have done that, and why didn't I go here when I had the chance, and all that kind of stuff, right? That the masculine says to themselves. Oh, I made a mess of it, and I go, all this stuff, right? So you're thrashing all that around, cutting it through, coming out the other end into like peace and harmony again. 7 of Pentacles, fruition. Fruition in the 7 of Pentacles, something manifesting into the physical. I feel at this time, because of what you're going through in this energy early this month, what you're manifesting as well is clarity. So the apple dropping from the tree is a metaphor for, the penny dropping. Well, it's a penny in the tree, actually. A penny dropping, like suddenly, like, I get it, Let's see. So there's an aha moment at the end of this week. Dark to light, 5 of Swords, which is arrival in the light again. So the aha moment that's coming at the end of the week, or sometime later this week, Thursday, Friday, whatever, I feel could be as early as that for some, is like an aha moment of clarity that's like, that goes along with a let go, basically. So it's going to be different for everyone. It's just something that clears it away, all this disharmony inside of self cleared away. But just like a simple, different thought coming along that brings in a clearer understanding of why you're here, maybe. More peace and harmony with why you're here. It could be something simple happening. It's very physical. So for the masculine, it could be like they walk through a door and suddenly they see something that they really like the look of, or it gives them an idea of something that they could do in the physical that would make them feel better. It might be as simple as seeing the face of a beautiful man or woman, or a face of an animal that they like, or a tree, or something that just like brings them back into the light, right? And that means this part of the process is over for now, because we always circle back round, because it's a process of circling back round. And then we got 4 of Pentacles, so we got the now moment. So it's just really just, what is going on right now, basically. That's in relation to what you're going through is the only thing that you are experiencing. You can't circumnavigate the globe, so you've got to go through whatever it is that you're going through, basically. You can't avoid this process. It's about going into the process. It's about finding more awareness within the process of what the process is and understanding why you're going up and down in emotions. That you are not bipolar, that you're not limerent, that you are actually dealing with masculine and feminine energy inside of yourself, and you are connected to somebody else who's also dealing with that, and you are connected through those energies together. So you're a work in progress. So awareness of your present moment, basically, and just noticing what's going on inside of yourself. can help you harmonize more with what is going on. So you can be the observer of your reality, your inner reality, observer of your emotions, observer of your mental aspect. Just notice and take account of, do you wake in the middle of the night and is your mind racing around with thoughts that feel unusual, that you'd feel slightly disconnected from, that feel out of place? Notice how belligerent you're being in your head mentally, so how much you're fighting against the what is. Because what the masculine does is fight against the what is. They cannot feel peace in the present moment with life and feel at one, because it's masculine and it's negative, and therefore it's disharmony. So just notice, is that going on inside of yourself? Maybe that's the aha, you see, that brings the masculine out of that. Let's have a look here, and then we've got the moon and the let go coming. So let's just have a look at where the moon is now. It's at waxing crescent, I think, or some waxing gibbous. Let's have a look. Waning gibbous. So we're just coming out of a full moon. So we're light, pretty much, 93% light. And it's Capricorn, and it's work. And light is feminine, so it's work for the feminine in shedding the negativity. Let's have a look. I'm just going to see where it's at on Thursday. Oh, okay, so by Thursday, we're pretty much equidistant, masculine and feminine, so it's coming into balance Thursday, Friday. Friday's the 9th, and Saturday's last quarter, so it's almost exactly balanced between the masculine and feminine, half light, half dark, on the 10th, which is what they said. So that's when we're coming out of this energy, coming back into the light, basically. The masculine's coming into the light, so they're receiving your light. And that's in Pisces. And Pisces, although water, is also healing, which is what we've got here. There's a let go in the water, right, and the moon, which is all about letting go. So maybe the let go's coming on Saturday, of a great big light in that Pisces, a healing of Pisces and water and crying and stuff, and some kind of feels like tension building, and then like feeling of resistance against the what is, and then it's all going to just like at the end of the week it's going to wash away again and go back to feeling fine. And we've got Page of Swords, which is mentality, it's ego, it's mind, it's also messages. And it's written messages, and it's emails, texts, things like that. Not to say everybody's going to get a text or an email or a message from their twin flame. It could just mean enlightenment, because it's the mind and it's the ego, and it's the small mind, so it's the ego. Timing for the penny to drop in the small mind, so it might just be information coming in through the mind, into the masculine's mind. It feels like a settling down. The pages are really small. It's a small card, it's not a massive card. So again, I'm not really feeling like it means like you're getting a message from them, more like they're going to get the penny dropping inside of them, because it's like a small kind of a thing. It's not a huge thing. So in relation to like reunion, that's not a huge thing. Not seeing in front of you in very, very own eyes, there's something more going on inside of them, it feels like. Oh, and then we've got the Six of Pentacles underneath. So that is reaching out. So I just don't want to, I don't want to get people's hopes up unnecessarily, because I know what it's like to even go through that letdown of like some tarot readers tells you you're gonna hear from them and then you don't, and it's like it just makes everything feel worse, right? So, but Six of Pentacles is someone reaching out in the physical. And we've got the fruition of that, and that's in the heart of the matter. So everything essentially that you're going through is always about that at some point. The person that you're connected to reaching out in the physical, it is always the masculine that reaches out to the feminine at the end of the process. So, if you're feeling guided to reach out to them, that's absolutely fine. You do whatever you feel guided to do. No one's here to tell you what to do in that respect, because sometimes you are guided to do that. But just know that when you come into final reunion in the physical where it stays in, it's the masculine reaching out. So that's just what you need to know there. So we've got that. Just one more card on each of them. Two of Swords, that's the head blocking the heart. So again, that's like the resistance of like not feeling good, right in the middle, stopping the penny from dropping, basically. So all this fighting against the present moment inside the masculine, not finding peace in the present moment, not finding feeling good in the present moment, blocking their heart, basically, blocking their sense of well-being, their comfort in life, overlooking all the small things that are around them that just, if they can feed into that, would make them feel so much better. And looking at a worst case scenario of like maybe one big thing or, something like it is like a feeling, just not feeling good, basically. Looking at their own lack, what they feel they lack in terms of self is what it is. Underneath, and we've got success in vibration, so it's clearing that, basically. And when that is cleared, that feeling of lack inside themselves that they've got, they come into complete and utter light and clarity, and they move forward, into physical reunion. So maybe for some it's coming this week. Maybe you're just clearing it this week and moving into, more and more likelihood of that happening. And before that, you're going to move into more and more of a likelihood of that possibly happening, and then that happening until it actually happens. Wheel of Fortune, bringing something into the physical. Page of Pentacles, lessons through the physical. So again, that's like when they said at the beginning about maybe something happens to trigger you, to set you off in this. It's like something triggers you to set you off, and then something triggers you to leave it. So something that happens, like I say, someone says something to you and you just like get really angry, and the anger is held on to all week. And it's probably happened already because, like they say, probably at the weekend they've just gone. And then you hold on to it and you fester on it, and chunter around about it. And it sets you off on this like trajectory of, everything's bad in my life, everything's awful. And then you're clearing all of that. And then here we have a trigger of coming out of it. Oh, look in the sun. And it's all sunshine again and happy days and feeling all right by the end of the week. Six of Cups, state of no mind. So, take yourself out of the game, have a lie down, have a rest. Go really easy on yourself. You're going through this process. You've got to just look at it as a process, not beat yourself up about the process itself. Because what happens is when it all comes around again and you've got to go into these feelings again of feeling like kind of lost, and you feel like all your guides have left you, and you're in this sticky spot and you've got no guidance and no one's looking out for you and no one's, you're like, what am I here for if it's all going to feel like this all the time? And then, so just be kind on yourself, because there's a tendency for the feminine to beat themselves up about the process they're going through, so just be kind to yourself if you're going through this process, and don't beat yourself up. Four of Pentacles, any more than the masculine's already beating you up on the inside, And then now moment, happiness and joy. Some people might need to take themselves out with a little bit glass of wine or something similar. There is no judgment here for anything like that. That's happiness and joy. Do whatever it does that makes you feel better. If you can feed into that. Sometimes I know it gets so desperately hard inside yourself that it's really hard to even find one thing. Getting out and about in nature can be really healing. Walking in nature, going outside, breathing fresh air, going up somewhere high. They're saying, walking up a hill, getting to the top of a hill. It was not for no reason that is it Mr. Asari, the Reiki man, the man that like brought in the codes for Reiki, did find them at the top of a hill. All these things, it's always the top of a hill. Didn't Moses go to the top of a hill to find those tablets? Or was he in a burning bush? I don't know. But high energy is, when you go up higher, things like Mount Shastra, it's like really potent when you get higher. The energy's clearer. There's more clarity. Of course there is, because you're removing yourself from the Earth's pull. So, top of Mount Everest, there's hardly any oxygen, right? So you're closer to source, because you're leaving what grounds you. So going up high helps. Walking up a hill, I'm going to go and do that in a minute with my doggo as well. And Six of Swords, resistance. So letting go of all that resistance, that is the feeling bad, is what it's all about by the end of the week. The Moon and clarity and cutting through it, right? So coming with the Moon, when the Moon enters the 10th, and that actually all adds up to 10. All of those cards, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, does it? 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, it doesn't. It adds up to 9. Sorry about that. No, okay. Well, 9. It's nearly the 10, isn't it? So the clarity coming with the Moon, when the Moon slices through when you go past the halfway point. Maybe it is the 9th then. Maybe it's like the end of the 9th, the beginning of the 10th, possibly. Knight of Pentacles and Judgment, Destiny. So arriving at destiny point as well, but it's like, the slow progress of into the physical through the healing that goes through the process that you're going through, which is a lessening of resistance and coming out into the light, which is going from the dark to the light, which is the releasing the masculine and coming into the feminine. And that's the process as we go through and through and through. And then we've got here 5 of Swords and creating through physical dimension, 3 of Pentacles, and again the penny dropping in the 3. So it's created through your physical life. So if anybody's out there with a question saying, what is my purpose? I'm a twin flame. Your purpose is to be a twin flame. And your purpose is your process. And that's that. All right, so you're doing what you're here to do, which is to be the bringer of the light and to diffuse the dark, to negate the dark, to release the dark. And more of that this week, and that you're doing this week. And that's it. That's what they're saying. So I'm going to leave you with that. Lots of love. Have a good week.